Hello, my loves. Today I'm going to make a YouTube video about recommending books, like specific book recommendations that you asked for. I did a poll, like a Q&A on my Bookstagram, like on my Instagram, which is about books. And I got some really unique recommendation requests. And I'm so excited to recommend you those books. So I just logged into my Instagram. I posted like a reel an hour ago about the book that I'm writing, and people are going crazy. Oh my god! Like I'm reading the comments, and I'm like, I'm going insane. Like this is the support that I'm getting is so overwhelming, and I'm so grateful for it. Seriously. So without getting distracted, let me give you a little bit introduction about what you're going to get from this video. I got a lot of responses from you guys, and I'll try to cover everything. Okay, I just realized that I was talking to a camera and camera wasn't rolling. Like I was just talking and talking. I was going on about everything about books, and then I realized that it wasn't recording at all. Happens to the best of us. Anyways, I'll just repeat everything with the same energy, I guess. Okay, so the first one I got was Enemies to Lovers with Angry Confessions. I have the perfect recommendation for you. It's called Empire of Lust by Rena Kent. There, it is basically the epitome of angry confessions. Like enemies to lovers, true enemies to lovers, they hate each other and they have the perfect reason why. And I'm not gonna tell you, it's in the plot. There are a lot of angry confession scenes. It's kind of like really steamy and smutty as well. And they are just angry at each other. They are like tearing off each other's clothes, and it's they are angry till the end. Like it's not like they are enemies, then they are kind of they became fluffy 5 chapters in. No, it's like the perfect banter. I remember finishing this book in one sitting. In one day I finished the whole book. I love the characters. I love Aspen LeBlanc, the FMC. I loved Kingsley Shaw, which is the main character. I love the characters. I love the plot building, the character development, and I just love this book. I just love the shit out of this book. I could literally start reading it right now. I could literally read it every month. It's just, it's a it's extremely entertaining. Like each and every chapter, each and every quote, each and every line, each and every look that they give to each other, it's so entertaining. And you should read it. I think everyone should read this book. This is a bit hard for me. It's called The Response is Your 5-Star Marriage of Convenience. I love Marriage of Convenience trope. I've read so many. It's a tie between two books. First one is The Favor by Suzanne Wright. The communication between them is amazing. He's her boss. She's his secretary. They have worked with each other for 3 years and nothing really happened until they decide to marry each other for convenience. They have a reason why they do that. And she moves in his house, and he's like really grumpy and closed off, and he basically has no emotions because he has ASPD, that is antisocial personality disorder. He's morally gray, has a dark past. The way they both reveal, like, the way the layers come off and they both reveal their true selves to each other, it's steamy, it's kind of emotional, and I just loved it. The communication between the characters is so good. The female main character is very mature, and it's just the type of marriage that everyone wants, the communication. It's kind of wholesome the way they treat each other, and also it's very entertaining. There's a little bit of banter. He's really possessive. Her ex comes into the play, and it gets so spicy and entertaining. He gets so possessive of her. There are those type of scenes as well, and I just love this book. You should read it, definitely. And another Marriage of Convenience that I want to recommend you is Mafia Romance. Age gap, like a lot of age gap, because she's 18 and he's like 31, and he's also a single dad. He has 2 kids. He is in mafia, and he's very closed off, grumpy, and like doesn't believe in love, and just completely distrustful of people and women because of his ex-wife. She cheated on him, and all those drama. And this book is also very wholesome. The way she's also really mature, and it's so steamy. The conversations that they have with each other, the way he opens up to her, the way she takes care of him and his kids, and the way she just inserts herself into the whole family, and just it's so wholesome. And there are a lot of emotions in this book as well, and I just love the writing is amazing as well. So did I say the name? Sweet Temptation by Cora Riley. I loved this book, and I'm always recommending this book to everyone. It is kind of underrated though, and I think everyone should read this. I keep saying this. Then another response I got was, I love friends with benefits type of stories if they end up getting married. So, any recommendations? Yes, I have the perfect recommendation for you. It's called Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young. They are, this is friends to lovers. There's a little friends with benefits type of situation. He has always been in love with her, like always, from the start. He falls first. He's so obsessed with her, and she has no idea, like zero. She's really traumatized. She has lost someone, so she doesn't really believe in love, and she doesn't believe that she's capable of love, actually. And so there's that type of trauma and pain and tragedy, and they kind of the romance kind of unfolds. And there's I remember crying in this book as well. And there are letters in this book, so it's kind of like she's sunshine and she's like really grumpy, mean, closed off. So there's that trope as well. And he's Samoan. Am I saying it right? Like, he has long hair and this man bun, and he's a mechanic, and he has tattoos. Did I convince you? He's like a big teddy bear, and he's so wholesome and soft towards her, and so understanding and patient and so thoughtful. I love this book. And then I got another response. It's called Stepdad, Slow Burn, Forbidden Love, Traumatizing Past. I actually haven't read anything like this, but I do have few books under my radar, which are like, I'll probably read it when I'm in this sort of mood. I don't see myself reading this type of books, but I will list them here. I have like four or five, which you could read. And I've read the blurbs and the tropes, and I just find them really interesting. Then I got Grumpy Girl, Sunshine Boy. I did a whole video on this trope. It's called Soft Boy Romance Books. I think I posted it a week ago, and I'll link it in the description box. And you should really go watch this, because you'll get like 15 recommendations like this. So I'm not going to like, you know, go into much detail about this trope, because you can go to that video and get so many recommendations. And I have like talked about the books in detail, the tropes and everything, and you'll love that video. So the next one I got was is Enemies to Lovers, Fantasy Romance, Slow Burn, Series, Young Adult. Wow, you're really specific. I love it. I love it when people are specific about what they want. And in case of books. Anyways, I have the perfect recommendation for you. It's a duet. It's called Thieves Duet by Mary E. Pearson. There are poems and riddles in this book. The writing is poetic, lyrical. The books are kind of thick, but you won't even feel it, because it's the type of book that you want that goes on forever. Like, you want to savor the writing. And there are dagger to throat scenes, and she is really badass. She's a spy. She has a way with swords and knives, and he is a prince of a fallen kingdom. It's all in the plot. And there's forced proximity. There's slow burn, because it's young adult, so it's kind of clean. um and I'll tell you the plot. You won't be able to, like, hold back yourself. The plot is like, kind of, they meet each other, and they get kidnapped together, and their ankles are chained with each other, and they somehow manage to get out of the kidnappers hold, but they cannot like break the chain that is tying their ankles together. So they are in this forest, in the middle of all these wild animals, and in a dark night, and they just cannot, like, separate themselves, because they are literally chained to each other. And it's so entertaining. The banter is amazing. Then they kind of get attracted to each other. They start talking, and it's so like satisfying to read. It's amazing, amazing. The writing is great. The plot, the story is like the plot is amazing. That's what I'm trying to say. Then I got childhood friends to lovers. That's it. Nothing else is written here. So I'll make it childhood friends to lovers, emotional, like it will make you cry type of emotional. Is I can't remember the name. Oh my god, I remember the character's name, Poppy and Rome. Oh yeah, A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. I remember sobbing, like ugly crying while reading this book. It's like 10 chapters in and you'll start crying and then you won't be able to stop. It's so sad and tragic. It's heart-wrenching. I remember feeling like my heart is being pulled apart in different directions and it was so sad. But if you want to cry, if you want to sob, then this is the book. And another book, if you want something steamy, which is like childhood friends to enemies to lovers, forbidden romance, slow burn, then I have another recommendation for you. It's called Room Hate by Penelope Ward. The forbiddenness in this book, the slow burn, the banter, the way they can't keep their hands off each other, but they don't, no one wants to like, none of them wants to like admit that they want each other. And oh my god. So the plot is basically that they inherit a house together and they come years later and he already has a girlfriend. She has recently gone through a breakup. So there's for this forbidden romance going on. There's a lot of drama. There's slow burn. There's so much angst in this book. I remember I feel like my skin was on fire because like I was like, come on, just make up with each other already. Like the forbidden romance in this book is like on fire. So the next one I got is any mafia dark romance recommendations with possessive MC, possessive male character. She means every mafia dark romance that I've read always have possessive male characters, but the one that is coming to my mind right now is Deception Trilogy by Rena Kent and Throne Duet by Rena Kent. It's mafia romance. It's very extremely dark. Check the trigger warnings, and they are so possessive towards their women. Like it's insane. The plot is insane. There are so many plot twists. It's 18 plus, really steamy. Like I remember enjoying this books so much, but it is not for everybody. It's very controversial. It's mafia. There's a lot of darkness in it. The plot is basically they get married. It's a forced marriage trope in both of these books, and I won't go in too much detail because I'll end up spoiling it. So just read this book if you're in this type of mood. Then I have Reverse Grumpy Sunshine, Black Cat FMC, Morally Grey FMC, Serial Killer FMC. Oh my god, I love these tropes. I was actually like waiting for someone to ask this. Like, seriously, I was waiting on my toes. I love this book so much. It's called Morally Corrupt by Veronica Lancet. She's basically an assassin, a serial killer, a contract killer. She has no emotion, she has antisocial personality disorder, and her whole personality kind of becomes about this guy, and not in a bad way. Like she becomes so obsessed with him, she kind of manipulates him into marrying her. She lives a double life. She's like this very submissive, obedient wife, and then she has another life where she is this black cat FMC. She's assassin, she's badass. She like plays around with guns, kills people left and right, and has all these urges, like to kill people. And the and he is actually the commissioner of police. And he believed his whole life, like for years, that his wife is like really, she's a good girl and he's obedient and submissive and all of that. But oh my god, she is something else. Bianca Ashby is one of the most intriguing female characters that I've ever read in my entire life, and I think about her on daily basis. This book is just amazing. It's something else. Just when he comes to know that about her another identity, the whole drama unfolds, and their romance gets deeper. It's so entertaining. And I would also suggest you to read a short novella before this book. It's called My Name is Pink by Veronica Lancet. This book is so entertaining, y'all. Okay, so the next response is Amnesia, Second Chance, like Forget Me Not. Okay, Amnesia. There are a lot of books. There's Deception Trilogy by Rena Kent. There is Divine Rivals, Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. And then there is Say You Swear by, I forgot the name of the author, Megan Brandy, I think. Yeah. Also, like Lies and Truth Duet by Rena Kent. It's like one of the characters forget about the other main character, and the whole plot is kind of like that. Am I rolling? Yes. Knife on the throat. That's it. Like so eloquent. Um, so the throat dagger to throat scenes, as I recommended before. Thieves Duet by Mary E. Pearson. I'm just going to list out the books which has these type of vibes. There's Ekutar by Sarah J. Maas, also has this type of vibe. There is this, how can I forget about this, Folk of the Air series by Holly Black. I have to name this book, like the dagger to throat. The book that is in my TBR, which has this type of it's called An Ember in the Ashes. Like I really want to read this book. It has this type of trope, and I'll just list it here because I don't want to butcher the author's name. Unrequited love from the girl's side. You just want pain, don't you? Okay, so I recently read a book called Sable Peak by Devney Perry. It has unrequited love. She has a mad, mad crush on him. It's a small town romance, found family. She has a dark past. She's hiding from the world, secrets, and all of that. Really wholesome, but her entire personality is kind of like she's obsessed with him. She has this crush on him. Everything changes when he starts to like her back. And it's the whole plot. And another book I want to recommend of this similar trope is also The Villain by LJ Shen. She is she has this crush on him ever since she was like 14, 15, and there's a lot of age gap, and everything changes when they have to get married to each other for convenience. And there's this whole plot. It's really like it's heartbreaking to like read that the way he just ignores her in the beginning, and he just doesn't pay attention to her, he doesn't care about her. At least that's what is written in the beginning, but it's a whole different story, and it all reveals like after 50%, I think. It was amazing to read. Anything with letters in it. um, I just listed out like 3 or 4 books which has letters in it, so I'm not going to repeat that. But another book that I can think of with letters in it is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. It's so precious. Like the man is so precious, shy, anxious, but he's so wholesome. I just loved the shit out of this book. Um, Badass Hacker FMC. Like I have to list this book. It's called The Predator by Runix. I know it's really popular, but I have to talk about this book. Come on. She's really badass, and she's also a hacker, but he there's a mafia romance trope in this also. He is really morally gray. He's a biker. He's Tristan fucking Kane, y'all. And another book that I want to recommend under this trope, Badass Hacker FMC, is this book is kind of underrated. Nobody really talks about it. It's Enemies to Lovers. The book is called Corrupted Chaos by Shane Rose. I really like this book. It was entertaining. Uh, she is also a hacker, and there's uh, they are both. No, he is morally gray, involved in the mafia and all of that, and it's really enemies to lovers. There's top-notch banter. The way they just fight with each other. There's forced proximity, one bad trope. I convinced you, I know. Stalker romance except Hunting Adeline series. Oh, Cat and Mouse duet. Okay, you are craving some stalker romance. I'll give it to you. Stalker romance duet by Sophie Lark. There's stalker romance in that. God of Wrath by Rena Kent. And then another book. I've read a lot of stalker romance. But these are the good ones. And another one would be, I can't think of anything right now. Stalker romance. Yeah, Skin of a Sinner by Avina St. Graves. Then Death's Obsession by Avina St. Graves. There's a stalker trope in this. Then, again, I'm just getting the same. Okay. Oh, nice. A dark romance, enemies to lovers book with secret society, and last but not the least, some good smut. We could be best friends. Like, your priorities are the same as mine. Okay, dark romance, enemies to lovers book with secret society. This book is on my radar. I haven't read it, but it's The Ritual by Chantal Tessier, which has the same trope. And another one I read was, I forgot the name, but I'll list it here. It's called the Society Trilogy, I think, by, I don't know, I just forgot the name, but it's a trilogy, and I'll list it here. It has the same trope. There's also marriage of convenience, and it's arranged marriage, actually, forced marriage, and he's scarred, and it's really, really dark, but I enjoyed it. Oh my god, I remember another book. I remember reading this. I don't know what happened. So I read this book a long time ago. It's Secret Society Dark Romance. Uh, it's really demeaning, interrogatory about women. It's kind of like, if you have any ounce of, even a drop of feminism, don't read this book. It's a trilogy. I remember. I think it's Cruel Prince. It's called Cruel Prince. It's a trilogy. I will list it here. It's insane. It's over the top dark romance, and even just thinking about it, the whole world building, the secret society is just insane. Like, oh my god. It's really, really dark, and it's underrated. I haven't seen anyone talking about this series, but I'll list it out here and you can enjoy reading this. Then another one is Cold Biker Guy Who Is Only Soft for the Girl. The Predator and the Reaper by Runix. Like, whenever anyone says biker guy, I just remember him. Like, Tristan Kane is the standard. Another one is God of Wrath by Rena Kent. I know I'm listing out the same book, but the tropes kind of match. And another book where he is a biker. So another one in the biker guy trope, which is under my radar, is Under Lock by Mariana Zapata. I remember all the Zapata books are kind of like really, really slow burn. Another book is called Reaper's Property by Joanna Wild. I loved the blurb, and I'm going to read it so soon. I love this. And that another response that I got is called Biker Girl FMC. Oh my god, I love this. I remember reading this series. It's called the Bloodline series. I'll list it here. There are 5 books, and it's reverse harem, as in one girl, 5 guys. It's over the top, dark romance, a lot of plot twist, and it's also like, there's academia, high school romance. They are all 18, 19 years old, and there's this secret society kind of thing going on. It's very it's very dark and over the top, is what I'm trying to tell you. And it's reverse harem. It's extremely steamy, and yeah. But I remember enjoying reading this series. So there's that. And another one that I got is Friends to Lovers, a lot of pining from his side. Okay, very specific. I've read a lot of Friends to Lovers, but oh my god, yeah, I can think of one. And I forgot to mention this book in my soft boy romance books video, and it's a crime because it's such a good book. It's by Megan Quinn. It's called Long Time Coming by Megan Quinn. Oh my god, I love this book so much. Like, it has the frustrating level of slow burn, but like, he has always, always been obsessed with her, always like been in love with her, and he pines for her so much. Like, they have been best friends since they were in college. Like, they have been best friends uh since 10 years, and they live side by side. Like, they have apartments like this. They have always been in each other's lives. Everyone knows her. Everyone from his family knows her, and all of that. Like, everyone knows that he's in love with her, but he doesn't like admit it until she gets engaged. And that's when the book starts, and he starts getting all these weird feelings. He's like, why am I behaving like this? Why am I getting so possessive of her? And then he finally realizes that he can't live without her. And then the pining starts, but she's engaged. So there's this whole forbidden romance trope going on. And he pines so hard for her. Like, it's extremely satisfying. A little bit frustrating, but very satisfying to read this book. And like, the last 50% of book is really, really steamy and smutty. But I loved Brecker Kane. He's a billionaire also, like, and he is so hot and wholesome and thoughtful. Like, I love him. Dark romance and stalkers, or mafia and academic romance, all romance. Girl, I listed all the dark romance recs and the stalker recs and the mafia recs before, so you'll get that. But I'll give you academic romance. Um, um, it's kind of like high school romance, academic rivals. It's called Wild Cards. I remember reading it years ago, and there's a lot of banter going on. They're like chemistry lab partners. There's smart as well. There's a bet going on, bets, lots of bets, and it was really entertaining and kind of innocent, but also there's a lot of like banter, and they are kind of enemies. They hate each other. It was so satisfying. So this one. Then I got another response: books or series that can recover me from SJM's book slump. Girl, I got you. Like, girl, I understand. Like, seriously, like, because like when I read Sarah J. Maas's series, like, first I read Ekotar. I made the mistake of reading this whole series in one go. Like, I did not take a break at all. I did not read any other book while I was like immersed myself in this world of Starlight and Valeris and bad boys and mystery and fantasy and all of that. I was in such a bad slump, you guys. Like, I couldn't like I just couldn't like hold my attention on one book. Like, nothing interested me. Nothing. I'm telling you. But I got you. I have another fantasy book rec for you. It's called The Plated Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy. It is so good. The world building, the characters. It's also villain gets the girl. There's forced proximity going on. There's a lot of the female main character is kind of abused, traumatized, and weak in the beginning, and slowly and surely she becomes strong. The whole character development is so amazing to read. I love this. I love this series a lot. The last book is yet to come, but the books are thick, so you can start reading. Like, it's and the last book is going to release in this year. So this is the perfect time to start this series. Please go and read this series. It's so good. The writing is amazing. The plot, the story, the characters, I love them so much. Another book I would suggest is the Folk of the Air series. It's kind of YA, not very steamy, but the plot is amazing. It's enemies to lovers core. There are dagger to throat scenes. Banter is top notch. Love it. Badass FMC. Golden Retriever Girl and Black Cat Boy. Basically a bad boy, right? And the whole Royal Elite series by Rena Kent is kind of falls under this trope. Not all the girls are golden retrievers, but they are basically kind of like shy and reserved, and all the guys are very morally gray and bad boys, basically. So the whole series like falls under this trope, and you'll enjoy this. There are a lot of plot twists. It's over the top high school romance. There's a lot of dark elements in this. It's very steamy. There's also kind of like fucked up fun family aspect that falls under this series. You love it. Another response is Sunshine acts grumpy and cute and makes you giggle, preferably no annoying female lead. I love how specific you guys are. I love you guys so much. Like, and okay, I have the perfect recommendation for you. Is Slow Burn, Age Gap, Grumpy Sunshine. He's so grumpy. He's also a single dad. It's kind of takes place in a small town. You know what I'm trying to say. It's by Mariana Zapata. It's called All Roads Lead Here. It's the best Grumpy Sunshine book that I have read till date. Like nothing tops this book. There's She's so sunshine and he's such a grumpy man. Like he's so perfect. And I remember enjoying this book so much. It's slow burn. It's a thick book, but you'll enjoy it. There's a scene where he there's a scene where he calls her Angel. And oh my god, I was screaming. I was screaming. I just couldn't sit down. I remember pacing across the room. I remember screaming inside my mind. I love this book so much. Just go read this. Then another one I got is Dark Gothic Romance. I have to mention Gothicana by Runix. It's kind of popular. It's very spooky and gothic. It takes place in this castle. There's a lot of dark academia aspect in this. It's forbidden romance because there's a little bit of age gap. It's forbidden romance because he is her professor. Like there are a lot of secrets and mystery going on around this castle, and it's dark and a little bit scary. No, not scary, but spooky. But I loved I loved reading this book so much. Another recommendation I have is Fairy Tale by Veronica Lancet. It's a perfect dark gothic romance. It takes place in this um, weird, like weird town called Fairydale, and she basically receives a letter that he has this inheritance in this town and she has to go and claim it. Like, seems easy, right? But then when she arrives there, there are a lot of like there's a lot of mystery going on. There's a plot twist in every chapter. It's like 700 pages long, but it's it's fated mates. It's like the story is unlike I've everything anything that I've ever read. It's long. It's like three love stories in one. I cannot tell you anything in detail because I'll end up spoiling it. But it's amazing. The love story was so touching to me. I got so emotional. Like the male main character is so precious and he's just like the most powerful ever. I'm not going to talk about it. I'll just end up spoiling it. But I love him so much. I call him Amon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but he is one of the most precious male characters I've read. Like he is so precious, so soft to her. It's villain gets the girl, he's touch her and you die. There's there's just so many aspects in this book that I loved, but it's kind of long. It's kind of long book. Like it it would probably take you weeks, maybe a month to finish this book, but it's worth it. It's worth it, I'm telling you. Okay, another one I got is books where she has intimacy issues, but when she meets him, yeah, I got it. I got what you mean. Like he basically cures her of intimacy issues. There is, I can think of Rose and Connor from the Addicted slash Calloway Sisters series. And then there is The Deal by Elle Kennedy, which falls under this trope. It's a sports romance. She is kind of like a good girl, and he is this cocky playboy hockey captain. Oh my god, I remember loving this book. I've read it twice now, and I love every single word from this book. And another mafia romance, but she has intimacy issues. She is this badass lawyer. It's called Anti Heroes in Love by Gianna Darling. She is a badass lawyer, and there is this forced proximity aspect because he is a mafia leader, and she has to fight his case, and he is under house arrest, and she has to live with him. So there's this forced proximity going on. There's a lot of banter. There are a lot of moral clashes because he's morally gray and she's like very like tight with her code of ethics, like I know what is right and I'm never going to go above the law and all of that. The banter is amazing. The way they change each other is amazing. The relationship, it's also very steamy. I love this book, this duet. Okay, I think I have covered all the tropes. I think. Let me check if I've missed any. I think I'm not including the ones that I have already talked about. Another one I have. What's a good psychological book to read? I'm not going to go into detail, but I can think of two books that I have read which are non-fiction, but they're amazing. The Mountain is You by Brianna Wiest. It's actually about self sabotage and it's basically therapy for me. And it's a super short book, it's not very long. It's very eloquent and you can like really absorb all the words that she's trying to say. Another one I can think of is one that is called The Power of Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. It's amazing. There's all the scientific reasons that are listed out about how your subconscious mind works and how you can basically hack yourself into winning and basically hack yourself into living a easy life, living an easy life. I would always recommend these two books. They're amazing. And okay, with that, oh wait, there's another trope. How can I miss this? It's called recommend a book of step brother and stepsister love romance erotic. Obviously this is like uh, forbidden romance pro max. I can think of one book. It's called Step Brother Dearest. I remember reading this like a year ago, and it is such a slow burn, steamy. There's a lot of angst. I remember screaming when they finally give in. There is, oh my god, there is like top notch banter, top notch forbidden romance in this book. Even if you have never tried this Step Brother trope, then you should read this because this book is written so nicely. It's like it kind of like captures your attention. If you need a book that a very fast steamy read, very entertaining, then you should read this book like ASAP. So with this, I'm going to end this video. I loved recommending books to you. I loved all the specific recommendation requests. I had the time of my life filming this video actually, and I don't know why I'm dressed like a biker chic, but anyways, I realized that I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Nehal. I love books. I love recommending it. And yes, with that, I'm going to end this video. Thank you so much for watching it till the end. You're the real one. I love you. I love you so much, my love. Really. And another, this was not a good heart. This. Anyways, so I'll be filming another video and posting it very, very soon. Stay tuned and please subscribe if you liked it and comment down below any suggestions that you have, any tropes that you want me to recommend you in the next video, any suggestions, anything, everything is welcome. uh, and yeah, like this video. subscribe subscribe to my channel. Oh my god, I love this so much. Okay, bye, have a great day.